friend asked me yesterday, why the Civil War? Why this very specific interest? And quite honestly, all the answers kind of boil down to the same thing, which is, bro, I don't know. I can't really explain this fixation. There's a lot of little things that kind of led to this point, though. I started learning formally about the Civil War in grade school, in 4th grade. I was 8. And I remember a lot from those lessons, a lot of very specific things that I was taught. And very early in my adult journey of investigating the Civil War, I looked back on those memories and I was really horrified that we were taught wrong. I'm basically still an infant on my journey into Civil War information. And I, even now, look back and horrified at what we were taught. We were just taught pure propaganda. And I have a really big issue with that. Also, the Civil War was the first topic I felt like I could very competently talk to my dad about. I remember sitting around the dining room table having conversations with my father about the Civil War, and that's kind of a core memory for me. So it kind of has a special place in my heart because of that. My nature is also to just always question everything. The first time as an adult I started questioning what I had originally been taught about the Civil War was when I was 24. And a friend of mine and I were sitting at a pub, and he was telling me about how he had moved to Hagerstown from, I think, Idaho, just so he could be closer to Civil War history because he was really into Civil War history. So then I started picking my brain for questions I could ask him about the Civil War. And one of the things I asked him was, why would so many people leave their families and offer to die to defend slavery when most of them didn't even own slaves or had never met a slave? And then he kind of gave me this long-winded answer, but it still really didn't make sense to me. But I kind of left it at that. And then in 2020, a lot of people seemed to really wake up to government corruption. And I was one of those people. Now, granted, I kind of been pretty anti-government for most of my life. But during the government overreach of 2020, that really woke me and a lot of other Americans up. And part of that being woken up was questioning the history that we had been taught, especially history that had been taught to us in federal public schools. The vast majority of the time, history is simply not as clean-cut as the victors will have you believe. Now, all that said, I know a lot of people are hoping I will come out swinging hard for the South. However, like I said, I'm still an infant on this journey. I've only read 7 books. And the fact of the matter is, I don't have a dog in this fight. The fight's been over for 160 years. What I care about is learning the truth and shedding light on the truth. That's what matters to me. And a lot of history concerning the American Civil War has been willfully ignored or forgotten. And that is quite honestly dangerous. So, yeah, here I am. I don't know why God gave me this sudden fixation on the Civil War. I'm learning everything about it, but we're going to go on this journey together. I'm Regina Lux. This is Veritas on the Civil War, bringing Lux to the conflict.